Welcome to our Tuesday edition for the Win sports fans. I'm Jacqueline Ferris with Avon Molinar. Avon.
Yeah.
I'm totally feeling sporty this Tuesday. It's sunny out. Yes, there's wildfire danger, but hey, what can you do in Oklahoma?
Play ball.
Play ball, that's
Let's
right.
play ball.
You know what, though? I want to have a little water cooler chat with you if you're up for it.
Always up for it.
Antonio Gibson is no longer with the Patriots. Just let go from the team. I'm so disappointed, and not because he won't be on the field, but because I don't know, like, if he doesn't end up with another team, I'm not going to get to see his wife's incredible Instagram hyping her husband in the NFL. Like, all these
All for the support out
all
here.
these wags. I don't want to lose your fantastic social media content.
That's fair. That's fair.
But you said you were hearing a lot of people saying, we don't even care. Good riddance, my dude.
I mean,
What's
with
that?
Ramondre Stevenson at the helm of that RB1 spot, there isn't really much to look forward to, and he's old.
And he was injured.
Yeah.
Going into the Super Bowl,
he was he's probably like, 28? But still, like,
he's not old.
He's not old, but like,
it's time for him to move to his next career, maybe.
Exactly. He'll be a third string somewhere, probably.
Yeah.
I know there are some teams looking for running backs right now. Sure, the Browns are. Sure, the Bengals are.
Now you're taking jabs.
You know?
I do know. I do know. Okay, fine.
Okay, sorry. No, but I love your support of the wives of these NFL players very much. You've seen like Olivia Culpo, you've seen George Kittle's wife, you've seen
Drake May.
Sorry, Bake May and Michael May.
And for the record, she wants to be Ann Michael because that is her name. You don't do one or the other.
Fair enough.
But Bake May, that's this fantastic content. I watched it earlier on break.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, neat. I didn't know you did that. She
was getting ready to bake something.
Oh, what was it? Do you know?
I actually don't because...
You didn't finish the video?
No, I didn't get to because I realized what time it was and I was like,
Cupcakes?
Gotta go get ready for the show.
Cookies? What could it be? Bread?
But you have to admit, the Wags bring something... Like, were you expecting to see fantastic wife social media, girlfriend social media in accompaniment to... excellent NFL action? No.
Not in the last 10 years, no.
No. I mean...
Ever since I had a cell phone, no.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't it crazy, though?
It is a build-up. It's a build-up for sure.
And it's addicting. It's addicting. But there's other NFL news I would like to get to if you're up for it.
Always up for it.
What's the deal about we may or may not change the rules in regards to flag throwing?
Okay, so this is where things get a little weird to me.
Okay.
The NFL is mulling over this idea that replay officials, the one or two people that are designated for the replays, could potentially throw flags.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So what they're looking at right now, so I'll take this image real quick. The competition committee is discussing the possibility of authorizing replay officials to throw flags for specific penalties such as non-football acts that went unpenalized.
Ooh.
And so what they're talking about here is, unfortunately, the ones they use are two different Seahawks players. There's two different examples they have. One occurred in the Super Bowl that a lot of people probably didn't actually see. And it was when Stephon Diggs and Seattle Seahawks cornerback Josh Jobe grabbed each other's face masks on the sideline. Jobe delivered this left-handed punch to Diggs' helmet, but there's no penalty flag that was thrown.
Right.
And so when they go back and look at it, there should have been something there. Someone should have gotten penalized or fined or something like that.
So in this instance, this was a scuffle that had happened after ball play on the sidelines in the transition moments, correct?
Yep.
And so, it didn't get called, but it definitely, in my opinion, that's kind of a gray area. And I like that we're having this discussion because if the ball would have been in play and or if someone would have been watching with the intent to call, it would have been called.
It would have been called. It would have called for sure. And there's another instance where Seahawks linebacker stepped on Rams guard Kevin Dotson's leg in the middle of a little skirmish. I think they were all getting up, but it's just kind of stomped on it. We see that a lot more than not in the league, and it definitely needs to be taken. Like, I remember former nose tackle and Ndamukong Suh would intentionally step on quarterbacks' ankles so they would get injured because That's just kind of the player he was.
Right.
Specifically, Matt Stafford.
Very
speaking of the Rams,
sportsmanship.
Got to win somehow, right, Jacqueline? You know.
But I admit everyone enjoys that the league has those type of guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to make an enemy in sports somehow, right?
Yeah.
That's how you get people to rally around you.
Powder puffball.
No, exactly. No, nobody at all. But the thing is, NFL GMs and coaches all around are like very hesitant for this thing because like they've just been reluctant about it.
Because they don't want the calls called on their players.
Well, not even that. They don't want people that aren't actually on the field to call these penalties, which is fair, but it's also like
I see what you're saying.
On the field.
Yes.
So it's kind of a toss-up about like who's going to like actually call. They have to have. They need to iron this out for sure. I kind of like the idea, but I also think it could get a little soft, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I feel like because there needs to be a little bit of chippiness to the game, and this could eliminate that.
I totally agree with you. And then my next question is to play off that. Do you think you said chippiness of the game? Do you think they could all be testing this idea out in the media, in the public, with the people just saying, "Hey"?
You think it's like a water cooler kind of? Not a water cooler.
Let's just see.
Just look down and saw a water cooler.
The deal with this idea of us.
It's a social experiment.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little water cooler.
Because a lot of places totally soft launch ideas to see how they play with the people.
I don't know. I feel like that's a strong possibility, but we will see in 3 months when they go to training camp for sure.
Definitely. Let's take a quick break now, Avon, and when we come back, Thunder Basketball, let's do it. Welcome back to For the Win. I'm Jacqueline Ferris with Avon Molinar. Avon, it's still Tuesday, and now we're into the Thunder Basketball section of our show. What do you think? Yes, no? Can we talk Thunder Basketball?
Oh, for sure we can.
When are they playing?
Playing the Raptors tonight. 6:30 p.m. I believe
in Toronto?
They're in Toronto, okay. Yes. I believe they're in Toronto. Yeah, they are. It's going to be an interesting game. The Raptors are 16-13 at home this season. They rank third in the NBA with an assist, getting about 29.3 per game, led by Emmanuel Quickley. But the Thunder, 20-7 on the road. I like our odds. I will say though that the last time that we met the Raptors, we lost 103 to 101. That was on January, literally a month ago, January 26th.
And since they played, didn't they receive Fear the Beard, James Harden?
That was the Cavaliers.
Cavaliers.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I was really hoping they'd got that. We just
beat him. Okay. So yeah, that's for the.
Yes, I truly get all the games confused.
It's okay.
So they're in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I think based on your stats, the odds are in our favor. Minus that game.
I mean, we are shooting about 2.6% higher than they are on average, but we're still missing some guys.
Yes, and I feel like we're to the point in the season where, whether we want to admit it or not, sitting at number one, we're seeing some players just need a break.
For sure.
Feel a little tired.
I mean,
legs are tired.
Caruso and Chet are basically day to day. Caruso's out with an ankle injury. Chet has back problems. They should be back today, but depends on how they feel pre-game. AJ Mitchell, SGA, Jalen Williams, all still out. AJ Mitchell will be back, and SGA I believe will be back the 27th, but J-Dub is out with a hamstring injury until March 7th.
Ooh, that's a long ways away.
That is a long ways away for sure. It's a little unfortunate, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed in that one.
Yeah, I hope that maybe we get a surprise that changes.
Maybe,
possible?
Hopefully. I think it's possible. It depends on how well he recovers, right?
And how desperate the team is for him to return.
Right.
But I do think McCain has been a really nice addition to the team. Hey, what do you think?
I agree with that.
I mean, he's blended in instantly. He seems like he's always been here. He doesn't
stop moving, and it's so nice. You know, people online are saying that he emulates Stephen Curry in that regard, that he just constantly is in motion, constantly getting to an open spot, getting the open lanes, making the right passes. So he's, as you said, very moldable, good addition to the program, and he's fitting in nicely. You just said that. He's fitting in nicely, so it's good to see that.
And so Can you tell me again who for sure you know is out tonight?
SGA, AJ Mitchell, and Dub.
So we'll have McCain.
Yes.
And like you said, he just is constantly moving.
It's like a squirrel, just
and he always finds himself to be available. So I really think he couldn't have come at a better time. It's like the Magic 8 Ball knew where we would be, right?
I hope so. I think you're right in that regard. I think you're right in that regard. You just shake it a little bit.
We just have a really fantastic back of house for the Thunder and coaching that, do their job, chef's kiss.
Politely put, we have a bunch of spazzes on our team, and I think that's what's helping us out right now.
Yeah.
A lot. I think, if Caruso does come back tonight, that adds another layer to our defense, another layer of, I almost said spaz again. I was going to say pizzazz, but spaz maybe a little bit also. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a great game. Hopefully we can, get our lick back and win this one.
And before we go to break, can you imagine what it would be like? I was thinking this last night, to be one of really any other team in the NBA, and how tired your team must be feeling now, because if we're sitting number one, truly prettily sitting there, and hate to be them, but we are sitting good, and that will continue. Let's take a break, and when we come back, college basketball. Welcome back to For the Win. I'm Jacqueline Ferris with Avon Molinar. Avon, I know this is your favorite part of the show because we're going to talk Oklahoma State basketball. Is that not your favorite?
I think I like all basketball, Jacqueline.
You do.
I think Thunder basketball is a little refreshing for me right now, so I can't be bothered to not talk about it.
Totally. But would you be up for a little Oklahoma State West Virginia preview?
Yes. A little scary. They're coming here. West Virginia doing a little bit better than Oklahoma State is right now. They are 16-11 all-time, 7-7 in the Big 12. The thing that I'm most intrigued about with this game is the fact that former Oklahoma State Cowboy Phil Forte is an assistant coach at West Virginia right now. The all-time three-point leading king for Oklahoma State is the enemy now.
So what do you think that's going to feel like for him?
I think he's going to shoot the lights out of us.
Yeah, I do too.
I think we're going to have to really guard up. Man, I'm a little nervous.
I hate to say this because I really believe in just being loyal and true, but man, something just based on the scenario you painted for me, I think it could be a blowout at GIA.
Here's the worst part too.
And I mean that as kindly as possible.
No, I get you. But here's the worst part. From a pace standpoint, West Virginia is one of the slowest teams in basketball right now.
Oh, really?
They shoot well and they are slow with the ball, whereas Oklahoma State is going as fast as possible down the court.
That could really be mind-boggling for those players tonight.
They might be too lax. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But I just don't like the thought of something moving so slow, but so it's like torches in the hair kind of thing.
It's like slow, efficient.
Exactly. Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
Yeah, I don't want the guys to get out there and just be chasing the ball constantly. Super ineffective, but it's also really easy to get caught in that loop.
Right.
And then, unfortunately, I think the other thing working against them is the Cowgirls just lost to West Virginia.
Yeah, that's definitely in their minds too.
I know it's not the same team, but it's still in the same house.
Exactly. I mean, we'll see what happens. But
do you have any parting words for the Cowboy men?
Good luck.
Good luck?
That's all I can say.
Okay.
I don't have any good sage advice because you guys are not professional athletes, but collegiate athletes. You're better athletes than I am.
That's true.
You got this.
True.
Okay.
You got this. OU, Auburn.
Yes. So
tonight, 8 p.m. Lloyd Noble Norman. Hopefully, no more popcorn fires.
Hopefully not. Sooners are 3-11 though, but Auburn is 6-8. I think this will be a slightly more competitive matchup than we have gotten to see with the Sooners recently, because they have not been doing so hot.
It's been a rough go.
But OU is 9-5 at home this season, so that's a positive. The Sooners, though, are outshooting opponents about 48 to 45% from the field and 38 to 33% from the three-point range. That's always a positive. Nigel Pack has got that Pack mentality. He's an absolute dog. should be a good game. I'm excited to see what the result is. Auburn isn't, one of my favorite basketball teams to watch either. So I would love to see the Sooners put the hurt on them.
Yeah.
And just go from there,
And so that game is tonight, 8 p.m.
And then
Lloyd Noble.
Yes. Then, unfortunately for the Sooners, I believe they play again Thursday. And no, they play LSU on Saturday also.
Okay.
That's gonna be.
But you know what, Avon? I think we should focus one game at a time.
That's
one
probably
game
smart.
At a time.
Yeah, I do think they have a game that I didn't put in here on Thursday. Okay. But I know for sure that they play Saturday against LSU for their second to last game. Because I think the last game's in March. But it's going to get weird.
Well, let's take a quick break, Avon, because when we come back, we're going to talk the UFL. How about that? Welcome back to For the Win. I'm Jacqueline Ferris with Avon Molinar. Avon, we've talked NFL, we've talked college basketball. Let's talk. We also talked the Thunder, but UFL we don't get to talk that much, and I'm really kind of excited it's on the rundown.
Good, because there's been some changes. Gonna have some real changes again.
Ridiculous,
right? Okay, so let's take a look at this. So the big kickers here are that they're banning tush push. They're banning most punts inside of the opponent's 50, but they're adding a little bit of explosiveness to the game. So they're awarding 4 points for any field goal that's at least 60 yards. So they're trying to, take what Brandon Aubrey has done and really hit it home. Mm-hmm. And so people can score more points. The reasoning behind this is a 30-yard field goal is harder than a 60-yard field goal. Someone should get rewarded for that. Now, there have been some other things that they're doing as well that are kind of weird. The 2-point conversion marker is going to be played like it is in the NFL, so from the 2-yard line. They're creating more space for kick returners, so kickers have to kick off from the 35 or 30 now, and then the returners have more room to run, which I think is a little ridiculous considering they already have a 20-yard padding. As well as they've adopted the rule that the NCAA has that requires only 1 foot to be in bounds for a completed catch.
And so that's crazy, too.
That is crazy, because that just means it has to be a toe.
Yeah.
That just has to be a toe down.
A sliver of a baby hair toe.
So, I already know your answer to this, but tell the people, what is your most concerning / least exciting, all of this? What blows your mind?
The thought that they're going to get rid of the tush push before the NFL.
Which is crazy. Literally last season, the NFL was like, hey, we don't like this.
Right.
Pull it out. Then everyone was like, why?
Why?
Just figure out a way to stop it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think the most ridiculous thing, honestly, that feels like I'm not a UFL expert, and so I don't want people to take great offense to this comment, but I don't like the 4-point deal.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like,
but
why?
It takes more effort to kick a 65-yard field goal than a 30. So they should they not be rewarded?
Extra points in the NFL for
No, but that's why they're trying to make it more explosive. I think they're trying to trying to get people to score more points so more people watch.
I get it, but I don't know. But I am really curious how this plays into, because flag football is a rapidly growing sport. I wouldn't be surprised if we see flag football explode more than the UFL, which I feel like UFL should be nervous.
Right.
And so I'm curious how these rule changes in UFL will affect flag football, will affect NFL, because you can't say there's not going to be an effect.
Right.
Cause and effect across the board, because football is football.
Football is football, and I have so many questions, but we'll have to delve into that later because we're all running out of time, Jacqueline.
We gotta go. We will see everyone again here tomorrow at 3 o'clock for another episode of For the Win. We'll see you then.